So this is something that I don't see a whole lot of people saying they have, but a good upgrade for a turbo on these 5.9 Cummins is the HE351CW off of a 3rd gen truck. But for starters, the main things that you're going to have to do besides getting the turbo, it don't say anything about my battery terminals being dirty. They haven't been cleaned in like 3 weeks, and for some reason this truck does it so bad. I have no idea why. But the main thing you're going to have to do is there's a big C-clip in the very back. You're going to have to either take that out or have 2 people with you, and you're going to have to compress it and then clock this housing a whole bunch, because otherwise it's like up into here and you'll be hitting an air box or air filter or whatever, and then your intercooler won't line up. But you'll have to get that, and you'll have to get this that takes like 30 minutes. It's not hard to do at all. You have to get this intercooler pipe. It's kind of a weird shape. It's S-bent, and I'll show you from the underside too. And you'll have to get that put on there, and it's kind of a pain the first time, especially if you have the turbo clocked about a degree off. If you do end up doing that, replace this boot, because it likes to come off because it's so thin, and I guess it expands so much. After that, you really need to put a spring gate on it. It's like $100 or something. I managed to get one a lot cheaper. I just haven't put it on. But a piece of wire holding on to the wastegate in the very back there will work. And then that is if you don't have high boost. Like if you're putting this on a stock truck, I don't know how it's going to do. If you're putting on one that's got a little bit of modifications like this one, it's probably pretty good. And the other thing you're going to have to do is the flange in the very back. It's different from a HX40 or HX35 or any of them. It's its own little weird flange. So you have to get a down pipe made for that, and there's about a 90% chance that it's not going to line up perfectly. I ended up having to get about a foot of 4-inch exhaust, and it's a little hard to see under here, but I ended up getting about a foot of 4-inch exhaust, and I used some aluminum siding from a house for like a house trailer or really anything, and clamped it on it and did that because it just this is like a 1/2 inch lower, and you can't really change that. Ignore my oil pan gasket leaking like crazy. Typical 5.9 Cummins issues. Now, as far as how much fuel and stuff this thing can handle, I don't really know. I have a set of 75 over injectors and a smarty, and just a 4-inch exhaust in the intake, and then the tunnel ram, which does help out with smoke quite a bit. I need to get my other one of these put on, the full sweeping one. That's supposed to help out with it some. But right now smoke really isn't that bad, but we'll start it up and drive it and I'll show you. Okay, now for starters, I'm not going to say this truck is fast by any means, because it's a 8,000 pound 21 foot long boat, but for what it is, with stock gearing, which is 355s and 35-inch tires, it goes pretty decently for the modifications that I have. And the thing that I like about this turbo is you can see right now I'm like it's not turning very fast, but around the right around the 1300 RPM, it'll start building about 5 pounds of boost, which you can see it goes about right there. I'm not going to just floor it because that's how you break input shafts, because this is a 5-speed. And you can see EGTs aren't that bad either. But it spools up pretty darn quick. And obviously it had more to go, but I'm not going to just dog on it. I don't really want to break an input shaft. But here's in 5th. That's kind of lugging it just a little bit, but not much. And cruising EGTs are usually around 600 degrees, around right here because it's hilly and stuff. Obviously it's going to be a little different, but the mileage this thing gets is usually around 17. Now if that boot blows off, obviously it's going to get a lot less if I drive it for very long at all, like if I'm on the interstate or something. But other than that, I'm really satisfied and really pleased with it. I can't get more than like 35 pounds of boost, but that I'm sure is because I don't have tons of fuel. If you had a set of 100 over injectors or 125s or 150s, or probably even just a heavier fueling box than a Smarty, which I think I have mine on number 7 or something, it would probably have no issue getting up in the 40s. I think the max range for this turbo is like 45 pounds of boost or something. Anyway, we're in 3rd. I'll put this right here so you can see the gauges, kind of. There's a bad glare on them. The other thing is, because it spools up so quick, it doesn't blow tons and tons of black smoke. I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well in the mirror. I highly doubt it. But maybe this one you can see a little better. But it doesn't blow black smoke that bad. I'm sure you couldn't hardly see it, but it was just a little haze. I really enjoy this turbo. I just need a little bit lower gears. That's what I got a secondary transmission I'm going to put in, so I can split gears and change them whenever I want if I need to pull something heavier. And you can see right now, after going up a hill, I'm like at 700 degrees. It's it by no means is a cool turbo. That it's cool running, that is. It's got a tiny exhaust housing, which is why it's a little bit warmer than a lot of turbos, but that's why it spools up so quick. But it's just a stock turbo from another truck, which happens to work out really great on these. If you didn't have any fueling extra, I don't know how it would do. I doubt it would actually do that great, because these turbos seem to like fuel pretty good. At least this one does. I don't know, maybe it's my truck, but either way, it is what it is, and I have no idea what kind of dyno numbers it makes. That's something I haven't ever done yet, but I'm happy with it and I enjoy it. And for the little bit that I've pulled, I haven't pulled super heavy or anything yet, but I think the most I pulled was total 7,000 pounds or something, and it did it fine. Definitely needs a little bit lower gears though. That 35s and 355 gears kind of suck.